Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Ajazi for those of you who don't know me, and I know I haven't been on YouTube very frequently these past couple months, and I wasn't honestly prepared to start filming today. I actually had some plans for getting back on YouTube within the next couple of weeks, but this issue has been weighing on me very heavily these past couple days, as well as these past couple years that I have been starting my brand and my business on social media. And I definitely have had this feeling of having to share my thoughts and kind of use my voice on this platform for quite a while now. And now that some issues have arose and I have honestly been inspired to speak out, I feel the need to. So I am filming this video now, and let's just go ahead and get into it because I don't know what else to say and I'm super duper nervous. So to start this video off, I am going to be addressing some issues with diversity and inclusion and representation in social media. And this topic has come up specifically on YouTube, and it has also been an issue in the fitness industry as well, which is the industry I'm most directly involved in. I do just want to say a disclaimer here that I am so grateful for the opportunities I've received through social media and having my platform, and with my sponsorships. I have a great relationship with them, and I'm so grateful to be able to represent these brands. But overall, there is an issue with diversity and representation and inclusion throughout all of social media, throughout the media in general, throughout society. And I definitely think that since I have built a platform, I do have a sense of an obligation to speak out and use this platform to have a voice. And my voice is all shaky, I'm so nervous. The issues have arose due to some trips through some brands with Coachella, and they're obviously seen in other brands as well. And I was just casually watching Coachella vlogs. I watch YouTube vlogs just like anybody else does, and now I am inspired by young women on this platform. A 12-year-old, Annie Long. I'm not sure how old Keisha is. Keisha is also a video that I watched on the issue, as well as Daniela Perkins, who is only 18 years old, and Verena, who is only 15, I believe. And I'm 23 years old, and as a mixed black woman in this industry, I haven't spoken out on it, and there's clearly an issue. And I'm actually going to insert this picture that Kiana said on Verena's post. I'm going to put it right here and you guys can read it, so go ahead and pause it if you need to. I'm actually going to read it right now. It said, "You articulated what you feel so well, Verena, and what you're feeling is completely valid. I remember debating on whether I should make this video months ago and deciding that I couldn't because I'd be the ungrateful and problematic black girl. The girl who didn't fit in and is upset because people didn't want to hang out with her." And it made me emotional, and I watched these videos back to back to back. The recommendeds kept popping up, and it started with Daniela Perkins, who attended Coachella with a brand. And in the middle of her vlog, she starts bawling, and I'll actually insert the clip right here as well because it actually like brought me to tears. And I'm honestly about to cry just thinking about it, to be honest.
I just feel like so awkward and like, I don't know, I just feel like it's too much. I don't know how to like, I feel like I don't know anyone, and it's just, I don't know, I feel so uncomfortable. Let me explain to you why I was crying. I feel like I'm pretty good at just brushing things off and not really paying attention to it, because I feel like that's how I get through life. I just felt different, and at the moment it wasn't like different in a good way. I just felt awkward. Like I felt awkward to be there.
She's bawling her eyes out, just finished getting ready for Coachella, saying that she felt like she didn't belong and that she felt different. And the terminology different is such a accurate feeling. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't written anything out. I don't know how to properly phrase anything in this video, and I want it to be as non-confrontational as possible, and I'm just truly speaking from personal experience and what I feel on my end, as well as speaking for those who can't speak for themselves. And that's what I felt when I watched these videos, was that these women, these girls that are younger than me and speaking out when you feel like you can't. And to say that, like I said in Kiana's comment, like, you didn't want to be the problematic black girl, and that is such a true statement in society as a whole, because there are so many stigmas associated with black women, as well as the obligation to feel grateful for the position that we're in. And in this video, I do not want to only speak for black women. I want to speak for women of all colors and women of all shapes and sizes, and women of different backgrounds and upbringings. And I'm obviously speaking from my personal experience, and I am half black and half Vietnamese, and I feel like I'm just gonna keep talking in circles because I don't really know how to make this as structured as possible. But growing up as a mixed girl throughout school and even today, it has always been almost like a sense of an identity crisis. And while I'm so grateful for my background and wouldn't change it for anything in the world, I grew up kind of not knowing where I fit in. And don't get me wrong, I had an amazing upbringing. I had amazing friends and amazing opportunities, and I enjoyed the schools that I went to, and I actually didn't have to deal with any bullying or anything like that. I went through and still go through my life trying to be as non-confrontational as possible and being as friendly as possible and making light of dark situations and really stepping out of my comfort zone all the time to try to make situations more comfortable for everybody and make myself more comfortable in situations where I feel like I need to go take that extra step or go that extra mile to be a little more comfortable. And I've grown up being one of the only kids of color in my class, or one of few girls of color on my cheer team or on my soccer team. Or I remember in National Junior Honor Society, I was one of the only children of color. And I've always looked at it as a sense of pride. Like, I've always been so proud to step outside my comfort zone and be able to be that person that helps with representation and inclusivity, if that's how you pronounce the word. And I still do to this day, and that's why I am so grateful for my platform on social media, to be able to show different hair types, different body types, different types of skin color, and spread diversity as much as I possibly can. But on the other end of things, I get discredited for being a mixed black girl. Like, I'm not enough to represent diversity. And I understand diversity on the grand scheme of things is such a huger issue, and the concept of tokenism is so prevalent in social media but I don't want to refer to myself as a diversity token. I feel like I have built my platform and been given the opportunities for what I built 100%, and I don't want to discredit myself for that, but there's also a sense of not belonging. And being someone who was following the fitness industry before I grew my page, I felt a sense of not fitting in. Like, I'm following all these people of shapes that I cannot be shaped like, and colors that are not similar to mine. I actually remember cheering and doing gymnastics my whole life and straightening my hair because everybody had straight hair, and you don't want to stand out in middle school, elementary school, and even in high school while you are trying to fit in a sense, and find your friend groups and build a social life. You want to, what's the word? I embraced my curly hair later in high school due to so much damage that I had done to my hair from all the heat that I was putting on it and straightening it. And today I have women reaching out to me on social media saying how grateful they are for my platform and for my sponsorships, and that I inspire them, that they feel like they can build their own platform too, and that they can actually be successful on social media, and specifically in the fitness industry for those of them for those who are pursuing it. And it's the most heartwarming, humbling, and satisfying feeling that I can explain. And the number of women who have reached out to me saying, I've been trying to look like these smaller shapes and these smaller frames that I am not built like. And I was there. That's actually where I just ended off. My last point was I was inspired by people who don't look like me and who I will never look like. And I spent countless hours in the gym and dieted so hard to the point of it being unhealthy for my body to be small and to be tiny and to be skinny. And I'm only 5'5", and I don't consider that tall at all, but there's so many women and just people in general in this industry that are so small. And meeting people and seeing these people build their platforms and be so successful with these frames kind of skews your mind to think that I can't be that person and I won't ever look like that, so I can't be successful, or I have to look like that to be successful. And I spent a couple of years trying as hard as I possibly could to fit into a box that I scientifically, biologically almost cannot fit into. And over this last year or so, I have truly embraced who I am and my frame and my build, and I'm not afraid to gain some weight and have a curvier frame and not have defined abs and have very thick legs and a muscular upper body, and that's okay. Like, I get my frame from my family, like from my genetics, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And the fact that social media can not only make us feel like we don't belong, but can skew our minds to think that we're supposed to look some type of way is baffling. And different body types truly need to be better represented in social media as a whole. And these brands have a lot to do with it because they are promoting and standing behind influencers who fit in one specific category, and all these other categories are not being represented. And it's hard. It truly is. It's hard. And I actually spent 6 months bulking, September through March, off topic, but I gained 17 pounds. And I was wearing smalls in all my gym clothes, and I sized up to mediums a couple weeks ago, and I had more women reach out to me saying how grateful they are that I wear a size medium, and that they feel like their goals are obtainable because of the example I set on social media, and that they feel a sense of belonging. And at this point, I kind of feel like I'm just rambling my thoughts, and I really don't have some big solution or answer to these problems, but I feel the need to vocalize kind of what it's like to be in my shoes, but not only that, to empathize with all of those who don't feel like they can accomplish something or be successful in something or feel like they belong somewhere because of their size or their skin color or whatever background they come from or what their hair looks like. And it's something that really weighs heavy on my heart, and I'm such a positive person, and I try to always look at the glass as half full. And while, like I said, I am so grateful for the opportunity to serve as some type of representation in the industry, in social media, anywhere, honestly, it's still that feeling of being different. And I feel like when inclusion and representation and diversity is truly achieved, we could all feel like we belong and that we don't have to feel different. And that's why it truly hit home so hard when I saw Daniela crying in her video. That was the best possible way to describe it, is just this constant feeling of feeling different. And I 100% can understand where she's coming from. And after watching Annie's video, she's 12 years old and is talking about diversity on YouTube and feeling like she won't ever get a brand deal because she is a Chinese American, Chinese and Mongolian, I believe, and being called whitewashed, which I have 100% experienced throughout my lifetime. And to be 12 years old and middle school, and already feel at a disadvantage in the career or even the hobby that you want to pursue is heartbreaking.
Think about my race that much, but this video kind of made me think about it. I want to make my videos aesthetic, and to be honest, I do want to fit into that little clique or that little niche on YouTube where you try juice cleanses and you do vlog morning routines. Like, I want to be part of that. I just don't know if anyone would click on that video if an Asian girl was in the thumbnail.
And to be honest, I've achieved so much, and I'm a firm believer in manifesting my dreams and my goals, and that I can do anything I set my mind to. But there is so much truth in feeling at a disadvantage in this industry, and it's like a burden. Like, it's hard to work through sometimes. And I completely enjoy my job, and I'm so thankful to be doing what I'm doing. and I'm happy a majority of the time. I don't want anyone to watch this video and feel that I am unhappy. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera too. It's because I have so much in my head that I'm like looking off into space. I don't want this video to come off that I am unhappy or ungrateful or anything of the sort, but these issues do need light shed on them, and I'm thinking that another video of the 4 that I've watched so far will continue to shed light on this issue and hopefully eventually result in some change. And that's pretty much all I want to say. But there's also another comment, actually, before I go. It's not that big a deal. Okay, it is a big deal. I will put the comment here. She said, I think it was on Verina's video, I believe. I realized this issue when I realized I had to type 4 black girls after every beauty related video, like hair and makeup. And I've done that, and it's not okay. But the institutionalized racism, I don't want to throw that word out too loosely, has definitely skewed our minds. And while typing in 4 black girls on YouTube videos doesn't sound like a big problem to me in my head because I've been doing it for so long, that's how bad and underrepresented women of color are. And it sucks. And even going through my jobs and working on some photo shoots and working with some brands and getting hairstylists and makeup artists that don't know how to work with my textured hair and don't have colors that work well with my skin tone is disheartening. While there are so many women of color and different ethnicities on social media and everywhere, to be honest, it's crazy that we're not represented equally. And if you think of your few top favorite beauty gurus, favorite YouTubers, favorite fitness pages, like off the top of your head, it might not include that many women of color unless you have actively been looking for those pages and trying to support women of color. But in the grand scheme of things, being underrepresented, it doesn't put you at the top of the list, if that makes sense. I think I'm getting ready to end this video here. I'm kind of at a loss for words, and it's hard to film a single video that addresses so many different topics and issues and directions that this conversation could go. But I definitely think that we're getting somewhere. And while it might not have happened in the best of terms, just the exposure and the light that is being shed on this topic can make a difference. And we can't turn a blind eye anymore. And I've done it my entire life. And being inspired by teenagers has truly, honestly made me feel disappointed in myself for not speaking sooner. I do want to end this video on a more positive note, that my eyelashes are gonna fall off. That I am so grateful for my platform and the opportunity to represent women of color and diversity and body diversity, and I'm gonna make sure I use this platform to the best of my ability to use my voice, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like to discuss anything in the comments, I am 100% open. I hope I didn't phrase anything in a way that might have been insulting or made me look ungrateful or problematic, but I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I think it could possibly do some good. So I'll see you guys next time.